TPR.
Oh dear, how are things?
यार I don't know, bro.
Eid Mubarak, I guess.
Eid Mubarak. Eid
Ah,
Mubarak. Yeah. Huh, this is right after Eid, I guess.
yeah, I was thinking of this being like
Oh.
an Eid episode, like in people are busy. So, bas, ये scene है.
यार हाँ, I don't know how much of a good Eid this was for everyone. पता
Yeah,
नहीं.
yeah, we got some questions from
Yeah.
people, and one of them was also about yahi Eid वगैरह. And it's weird. It's not the best of times.
Like the obvious thing is about the Palestinian thing going on during Eid.
Yeah,
और उसके अलावा directly हमारा भी like at least Pakistan has been super depressing during Eid.
yeah,
Like
yeah. What's
lockdowns.
the lockdown COVID situation? Our
Yeah,
usual episode starting point.
the official lockdown was from 8 to 16 May. Today is what, the 15th?
Yeah, 16th.
16th, हाँ. तो कल मंडे है और कल क्योंकि अभी तक कोई फ्रेश अपडेट नहीं आया है कि कोई लॉकडाउन एक्सटेंड हो रहा होगा, so probably things start opening again tomorrow.
Okay.
और it has been pretty sad because सब बंद है, जो कि जरूरी भी था, of course, so people stay home.
Did it seem
But
like मुलाकातें कम थी?
यार not really sure about that. यार लोग अपने घरों में तो जा ही रहे थे, इधर उधर एक दूसरे के घरों में, और बट बाकी पूरा शहर बंद होने से ये था कि लोग बस घरों में ही जा रहे थे, so there was still a lot of traffic around शाम के टाइम. सुबह तो it was like post apocalyptic, man. Like all 3 days of
Yeah.
Eid, I had to drop my parents for some hospital stuff, और
वो हो गया?
हाँ, and it was बिल्कुल खाली ना, मतलब, और हॉस्पिटल पार्किंग लॉट जनरली ट्रिपल पार्क्ड होता है, और वो भी खाली. लाइक मरीजों ने भी बोला कि नहीं, मतलब नो सीन.
आज हम बीमार नहीं
And
होंगे.
apparently the hospital was also thinking on those terms कि मतलब ईद के दिन उन्होंने आईसीयू बंद कर दिया है अपना,
Yeah.
कि
ईद पे नहीं
ईद
होते.
पे,
Usually people
हाँ,
don't get sick on Eid.
ईद पे वो बरकत वाले दिन होते हैं. तो it was pretty weird वैसे. और प्लस कुछ areas like Johar Town, what was being done was कि अच्छा 6 बजे was like the cutoff time for essential shops like supermarkets, bakeries वगैरह.
Yeah.
During the lockdown, तो 6 बजे वो भी बंद हो जाती हैं. And then 6 बजे areas like Johar Town और आसपास के areas, they would turn off the street lights also. तो complete darkness throughout the evening and night. अगर मैंने कहीं कोई drive through लेने का, so हाँ, drive throughs are open actually after 6 too. तो it's like यार इतना अंधेरा है कि लग रहा है कहीं दीवार में टकराने जा रहे हो. लाइक बिल्कुल अंधेरा ना, हेडलाइट लग रहा है कि it's bouncing back onto your car. It's so fucking dark.
Wow.
और yeah, it was really weird. ईद मैंने भी कुछ नहीं किया, घर पे बस बैठे रहे. And yeah, I don't know, did a couple of Eid portraits though.
How'd that go?
Yeah, that was fine. Like most of them were, I did a few, and most of them were just couples living alone, and that was okay.
Yeah.
But एक दो थे जिनके घर पे like 50 लोग इकट्ठे हुए हैं. And
ठीक, I mean, at least दुकानें वगैरह बंद होना, hopefully that's helping at some level.
and again, the strange thing was कि दुकानें were all generally very strictly following this. और अच्छा, during the lockdown, a couple of days into the lockdown, they had another update to the lockdown कि in-car dining भी allowed नहीं है.
Right, you mentioned, yeah.
So पहले people would park outside restaurants and get a takeaway and sit in the car and eat, which is okay considering अगर वो एक साथ गाड़ी में फिर ही रहे हैं तो
Yeah,
साथ बैठ के
yeah,
खा भी
yeah,
सकते हैं, उससे उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है.
yeah.
So they started arresting people actually who
Wow.
were sitting outside takeaway
Wow.
joints and having food, which is really strange. And like I understand extreme measures zaruri hai for Pakistan, but it should also make sense.
Start
right?
shooting people.
हाँ मतलब कोई अकल भी मेरे कमरे में आ जाए यार, तुम कमरे में खाना क्यों खा रहे हो, लाइक छत पे जाके खाओ. तो
You can't breathe from 6 p.m. onwards.
yeah,
Not allowed.
I don't know. तो उस केस में restaurants being open till late night क्योंकि रमजान था, they were also very strictly following this कि सर आप बस टेक अवे करके आप गाड़ी 10 कदम आगे ले जाके कहीं खड़ी कर लें, हमारे आगे ना खड़े हुए.
Right. Okay.
तो
I
वो
mean,
सीन था.
it's shit that after like more than a year of COVID being around, we still
Yeah.
have to resort to these measures because
Yeah.
the government didn't take it seriously earlier. People refused to take it seriously since, and
Yeah, I don't know how seriously the government is even taking it now. Matlab, like, I have lived in Pakistan, so I don't know much about how the rest of the world functions, but ये तो हमेशा से है कि we bring out laws on paper वगैरह और
Yeah.
उसका enforcement तो
Pakistan has
कुछ नहीं होता.
all the laws. We have all the laws.
We have all the laws और उसका the point is to enforce the laws, right? मतलब जिसको आप आपका LEA बोलते हैं, law enforcement agencies.
Everything needs a acronym.
हाँ, SOP, LEA and all of that.
I hate abbreviations.
अब बार-बार अगर आपके prominent leaders और politicians आके बोल रहे हैं कि ये कौम की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, which is हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है. कौम को आपने वैसे ही नहीं कभी ना पढ़ाया ना कुछ किया in like 70 plus years.
No,
what the fuck are they gonna do?
Yeah, it's like shifting blame.
हाँ, that's like
things
saying
go
कि
wrong,
यार
it's your fault.
हाँ कि आप अपनी पर्सनल वैक्सीन भी इंपोर्ट कर लें, फिर मतलब हम ऑनलाइन Amazon से मंगवा रहे हो, and it doesn't make any sense, right?
Make your own vaccine.
हाँ, YouTube ट्यूटोरियल्स देख के मैं बना रहा हूँ, लाइक देसी घी इस्तेमाल करके वैक्सीन बन रही है. तो आई हैव नो आइडिया. तो अभी उसमें इम्प्लीमेंटेशन और इन्फोर्समेंट की जरूरत ज्यादा है ना. अब लॉकडाउन लगा तो दिया है, उसके बाद सड़कों पे आपके पागलों वाला ट्रैफिक है क्योंकि दुकानें शटर डाउन करके ऑपरेट कर रही थी from back doors वगैरह 6 बजे के बाद भी. And then the 6 बजे वाला cap didn't make any sense क्योंकि पहले before the lockdown you had supermarkets opening till 10-11 at night और फिर शाम के time there would be not a lot of people. It would be spread out because people knew 11 बजे तक supermarkets खुली हैं and it would spread out. मैं जैसे majority grocery या सुबह 8 बजे करता था या रात को 10 बजे because it would be pretty empty, right? और आप दूर हो लोगों से. अब 6 बजे वाले सीन में आप 3 बजे भी दोपहर को जाओ, it's like ass to ass crowd है ना, मतलब.
Yeah, because everyone's like it's like constant panic. And again, like we've said before, lockdowns are a last resort measure. You make sure people are wearing masks, you make sure people are sanitizing, you make sure occupancy is limited. All of that helps if you keep that going constantly. When shit hits the fan, then you're like, okay, lockdown.
Mask enforcement is the most important thing. Or you
just
have
wear
to be. I know it's kind of easy to say कि वो अच्छा अपनी पुलिस को खड़ा करा दो और लोगों को फाइन कर. ये अच्छा ठीक है, you can't fine everyone.
How many? We don't have that many cops.
That's fine, but the number of cops you do have, उनको तो use कर लो ना. मतलब ठीक है, you can't fine 2 crore लोग in Lahore, but you can fine at least 10,000 people maybe. Or that would spread some effect के यार असल में हो रहा है enforcement and you have to wear a mask. अगर दिन में 1000 लोगों को भी फाइन हो जाता है, बड़ा फाइन रख, fucking 5,000 rupees, fuck off. नहीं पहनोगे मास्क जेल में फेंक देंगे. You know, और so enforcement तो है ही नहीं ना. और फिर leading up to towards the end of the lockdown, like 3 days ago, when they announced sudden death Eid, और वो रात को
bonus round.
11:30 like
yeah.
after Taraweeh, and people had a lot of theories coming in. जुमे को डबल खुतबा हो तो गवर्नमेंट गिर जाती है, इसीलिए इन्होंने ये किया है, and
That's
whatever
a
the shit.
cool
हाँ,
Pakistani
yeah.
history conspiracy
जो
theory.
पाकिस्तान में शायद एक ही दफा हुआ था, I guess, and we made it a trend कि हमेशा
Even
ऐसे
once
होगा.
is too much.
Yeah. तो उसके बाद like 11:30 थे announced ईद है रात को, and दुकानें खुल गई, मेहंदी वाली लड़कियां बैठ गई सीढ़ियों में, लोग लाइनों में आ गए, मेहंदियां लगा
Because
रहे
there's
हैं.
so much like ancillary stuff.
सब बेकरीज खुल गई, 6 बजे सब बंद था, सब रात को खुल गया, हर जगह पागलों वाला रश हो गया. मैं ऑफ कोर्स मैं भी बाहर निकला था ड्राइव थ्रू लेने. मैकडॉनल्ड्स जरूरी है कि यार चांद रात है,
I
you
don't
have to
think
have
that related
McDonald's.
to the Eid thing. I think that's more of a regular.
That's a me problem. Or
Yeah.
it was crazy. I skipped McDonald's. I just made चाय at home, और मैं गाड़ी में लेके अपनी चाय पीता रहा.
Healthy choices.
यार fuck it, कहीं नहीं जाना. और तो उसमें भी कोई enforcement नहीं थी, और I don't know man. और इन हरकतों की वजह से I guess अब क्योंकि हमने seriously लिया ही नहीं है, countries have started blocking travel from Pakistan.
Yeah,
the
proper
UAE
block.
has done it.
Yeah.
Saudi has done it. Malaysia just did it last week.
Really?
Yeah, Malaysians were allowing tourist visa people to come in, और अभी वो भी बंद है. बाकी जैसे थाईलैंड खुल रहा है 1 जुलाई को reportedly for vaccinated travel. उसमें भी कितने पाकिस्तानी होंगे जो कभी जा सकेंगे, और कब तक vaccination
I think it's also easy to ban Pakistanis, right? Because there's not that many coming. So it's not like your tourist industry is dependent on Pakistanis.
Yeah, UAE, at least for the UAE, there is a lot of Pakistani travel, especially ये जो 4 मुल्क अभी इन्होंने block किए हैं.
Yeah. Those are the workers.
Yeah.
So many people work in the UAE from those.
That's the major chunk. और अगर हम खाली Emirates Airlines लें, उनके losses तो चलो, that's a big airline. You look at a budget airline like Air Arabia that operates from Sharjah, that has all your छोटे शहर of Pakistan flying Air Arabia.
Yeah.
Apart from Karachi, which is not a chota share, of course. But but you have flights going from Sialkot, Faisalabad, Peshawar, Quetta, Bahawalpur, flying to Sharjah every day, or like multiple times a week. That business is screwed, man. Those people, वो staff वैसे ही airline staff अपने 50% salary पे 1 साल से operate कर रहे हैं, and now you take away 4 more major sectors, 4 countries के sectors from them, जिसमें multiple 5-6 पाकिस्तान के हैं, नेपाल का एक major है, काठमांडू.
And India is blocked anyway. For
India
weeks.
has been blocked like 2-3 हफ्तों से.
Yeah.
और श्रीलंका भी गया, Bangladesh गया, which has like 2-3 major destinations for UAE travel. Chittagong, Dhaka, Sylhet. Or so it's really crazy. मतलब Asian countries एक तो enforce भी नहीं इन्होंने सही किया, ऊपर से foreign policy भी shit है. They have shit relations with most of the countries in the world. कोई वो है ही नहीं ना, क्या उसको बोलते हैं यार, like कोई influence नहीं है ना, कोई leverage नहीं है कि यार हमारे लोगों को अगर रोक दिया तो ऐसी, like US I don't think anybody blocked them apart from like the first few weeks जब वहाँ boom हुआ था. और खत्म, everything has been open. मतलब
Also and I think this ban is more, well, we're hoping that it's an Eid related ban, and they're all expecting a spike of people going back from the UAE, getting infected and coming back, or tourists coming over for Eid to the UAE, that sort of thing.
क्योंकि हमारी fake testing भी तो बहुत है ना.
Oh yeah, they've really there was some recent updates, right, with the Emirates thing, that they really clarified where you can get tested from and what tests will be accepted.
Yeah, they keep updating the list, क्योंकि वो जैसे ही list में कोई अच्छी organization डालते हैं, वो organization बता देती है कि हम अच्छे नहीं हैं.
Yeah.
They start.
No, that's it's crazy.
कोई सेंस भी नहीं है ना, तुम यहाँ से फेक नेगेटिव देके किसी को भेज रहे हो, वहां लैंड होके तो उनका टेस्ट होना ही है ना। और आई डोंट नो मैन, मतलब व्हाट इज
Yeah, the
गोइंग
fakery,
ऑन।
it's really just I guess it's a lack of appreciation for the reality of the illness and how
या
things should be. And people don't have any, like, remember when the Corona World Tour we were talking to Avinash, I forgot his
या
name, and he was like, the private vaccine is for 250 rupees,
या
and that's like, it's 12,000 in Pakistan.
या 12,300 rupees,
and
that's
and if
crazy.
you go to, allegedly, if you go to South City in Karachi, it's 17,000 because there's a service
Holy
fee.
shit.
Yeah, South City, I don't know, they use robots to shoot you with the vaccine over there.
Wow.
And it's just so inaccessible, and people are like, we can't do the right thing. Doing the
हाँ,
right thing is
you can't.
financially impossible.
और उसके बावजूद भी लाइक इतने मेजर अपसेल के बाद वापस दे नेवर गॉट फ्रेश डोजेस, लाइक मंगवाए ही नहीं गए ना, एक दफा आई प्राइवेट वैक्सीन and
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
And these are like, I was having this discussion with Rizla a couple of days ago, ke, how there are literally dollars wale billionaires in
yeah, yeah,
Pakistan,
yeah,
several of them.
yeah,
Let's not name them. We know a few of them for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like real estate mein
Real estate, yeah, lots
and
of real estate.
steel mein and textile mein and all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that. They just have zero fucking vision, right? Matlab, uh, yeah, if I somehow became a billionaire over the next 10 years, मतलब अच्छा क्या का बस मैं प्लॉट खरीद रहा हूँ बेच रहा हूँ बस यही कर रहा हूँ
yeah. It's
कोई
really limited. I would expect also,
या
because all those people uh, are maybe not educated.
हाँ
Like,
वो तो
the
सही है
richest people in Pakistan, I'm sure, are not very educated
या
from
बट
a
I
traditional
feel
point of view.
I feel
So,
it's so weird that through your journey of getting to $1 billion, which is a big journey, आपको कुछ नहीं नजर आया दुनिया का, like कोई
like, it's such a
ऐसा
great business opportunity. Like,
yes
make vaccine
yes
manufacturing in Pakistan, make health
yes
centers, make whatever. Like, you could say now to the government, because the government's not doing shit. You could tell
yeah
them
yeah
now that I will fund all of this and take a cut, and you will
exactly
become richer, and your name will be like, fucking, in
yeah
history of Pakistan,
uh,
this guy saved the country.
exactly कोई
It's a
there's
lack
just
of
no
imagination.
vision,
Yeah,
कोई इमेजिनेशन नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है कि यार इतने साल की जर्नी आपको यहाँ पहुंचने में लगी है, आपको सिवाय जमीनों पे कब्जा करने के कुछ नहीं नजर आया, लाइक देयर सो मेनी अदर थिंग्स टू डू इन द वर्ल्ड।
yeah.
ठीक है, या
To
वन
make money,
बिलियन
to
टू
make
मेक
money.
मनी, टू मेक
Yeah,
मजीद मनी और
yeah,
टू
yeah, yeah.
इंक्रीज योर वेल्थ,
We're not asking you
मतलब
to be nice for no
या
reason.
लाइक
Billionaires who are watching this show.
या हाँ हाँ मतलब fuck being nice
Yeah,
और मतलब you could start a पाकिस्तानी कार ब्रांड, कोई इतने साल हो गए हमने एक कोई गाड़ी मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं की यार अपनी खुद की,
bro, we can't
या
even get like more people to manufacture their cars in Pakistan.
या
It's just property.
but being a billionaire in Pakistan, which is again a USD
A
billionaire,
USD billionaire,
you
yeah.
you would have so much influence. You literally can make or break governments, मतलब उस level पे,
Yeah,
which people do.
yeah. But
Or
I think those people might also be more at risk from this tax avoidance thing. So they're also like, lots of other people might have small leverages.
bro,
But again, like, you can just pay
yeah,
people
there
in
are
Pakistan.
ways.
There are
मतलब
ways.
you could NGO बना लो,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
make a charitable organization and say ये पाकिस्तान के लिए वैक्सीन बनाएगी, and we're going to need funds, we're going to use our own funds, और हम जो लोगों से पैसे भी ले रहे हैं वो वापस उसी में लग रहा है
yeah,
जो पे कर रहे हैं वैक्सीन का, और ऑफ कोर्स हम टैक्स नहीं देंगे because we're an NGO, मतलब fuck
yeah,
it,
yeah.
hundreds
No,
of
like,
people are
this is
doing
a
that in
thing.
Pakistan.
John Oliver
Yeah,
had this thing about rich people are billionaires. I think it was John Oliver. And then there was this one guy who went to like this university commencement address, and he said, all your student loans I will take care of. It's like 100 something million dollars. and all of that expense he used as a tax deductible expense, like
Yeah,
all of,
yeah.
because that was all charity, so it's all tax deductible. And like John Howard was like, yeah, he's not being nice, he's getting a tax break, but people are benefiting. So
That's the whole point ना कि
yeah,
ठीक है यार, आपने अपने लिए अमीर होना है, अगर किसी और को भी उसमें हेल्प हो रही है and it's not affecting your wealth,
yeah,
that's fine. So that brings us to Waqar Zaka, who's been talking about very
I saw
similar things
recently. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
recently.
yeah.
And bro, he apparently he has like more than $1 billion in Bitcoin,
He has a lot of Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't know how
which is
much of
crazy.
that
पता
is
नहीं.
real, but yeah, he was on the Bitcoin trail a while ago, and like Bitcoin came out a long, long time ago. We were all
Yeah,
around when it
yeah,
first became
yeah,
a thing, and everybody was like, "I don't know what this is." And then
yeah.
like 2 years ago, it was like, "Oh shit, what is happening?" But yeah, apparently the only problem with Vakazaka is that he's such a like an idiot with unlimited potential. Like his idiocy and ignorance apparently has no limit, which is impressive in itself. But he has a lot of
But
it.
he's a man with imagination.
Yeah,
मतलब
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
मतलब कोई बात तो कर रहा है कुछ अलग करने का. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I have that kind of money. I would start my own camera brand. I would like, yeah, we have the people. Technology to sari same hai
Yeah,
across the board.
yeah.
Reverse engineering China
Bro, you
हजार
there's a
साल से कर रहा है.
whole pipeline, right? You don't have
Yeah,
trained people. Okay, you start a school. You start a school
yeah,
to train those people, and then those trained people get into your organization, and it's like vertical integration, all
yeah,
of that.
yeah.
Just make your own supply chain, and
Exactly.
you know,
और it would be पता नहीं यार क्या issue क्या है. कोई
no,
कुछ
people
करना
don't
ही
give a
नहीं
shit.
चाहता ना.
People don't give a
People
shit.
just don't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah,
मतलब
yeah. You don't give a
यार
shit.
आप
It's
इतना बेसिक मतलब आप लोगों का ambitions हैं billionaires की
billionaires.
कि
Look, like,
billionaires.
why is Bill Gates like the world's doctor? He's not
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
medical professional or
he's
something.
not.
He's just there in terms of influence. He is everywhere. Fine,
He's
Pakistani
everywhere.
people are not as rich as Bill Gates. Are you there in terms of influence in your own country? No.
कुछ भी
In
नहीं
your
यार.
own city, like on an
Musk
official.
bro, like Elon Musk.
They're going to fucking space.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Can our guys
हाथ हो
make
गए
like an
यार.
airline? Don't go to
like
space.
like Vijay Mallya, India ka. ठीक है. He had his downfall because he was cocky and whatever the
Yeah.
fuck, but he had some vision, ambition, living the XL life.
Yeah.
मतलब
Make a big
अपना
house.
Formula 1 टीम बना दी, एयरलाइन बना दी, and पागल हो गया ना. मतलब
Yeah.
किंगफिशर एयरलाइंस और पता नहीं क्या क्या. So
Yeah.
हमारे बिलियनर क्या या अंडरपास बनाना है. क्या क्या कह रहे हो यार. हम कौम को तोहफा दे रहे हैं एक ये ब्रिज बना के.
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about यार. ज्यादा चलो ज्यादा नहीं तुमसे होता है यार. कोई एक I don't know man, कोई
Make a mall.
ये मॉल बना दो यार. कोई और अच्छे लेवल का, not like a shitty emporium
Yeah.
mall, like white color का मॉल पूरा है.
Make like a fuck off mall.
या ये वो लोग हैं ना. मतलब इन्होंने बिलियनर्स होके पार्टनरशिप्स ट्राई किए हैं एमआर के साथ. और कराची में वो जो डेवलप हो रहा है एमआर का, इट लुक्स लाइक 1990s का कोई शारजा की बिल्डिंग्स.
Yeah.
मतलब लाइक
Yeah.
there's just no vision. कुछ
Property people in Pakistan are extremely boring.
again brings me back to नादिर की बात a few episodes ago. Like वो aesthetic वाली जो बात है ना, like we fucking lack aesthetic
Yeah.
इतना ज्यादा
Yeah.
कि ये 15 साल पहले शायद लाहौर का नया एयरपोर्ट बना था. और 15 साल I guess.
Yeah, I was in Pakistan
और
at the time, yeah.
हाँ, and red bricks पूरे यार.
And the design is exactly the same as Karachi's airport. Like from
Yeah,
outside, just smaller, but it's the
yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
like big rectangle and then small rectangle.
और
That's it.
और बातें बस बातें मालूम. अच्छा पाकिस्तान का सबसे बड़ा एयरपोर्ट था ये या है.
Lahore ka?
कैसे
No, it's
how
not. Like the
it's
Karachi one is
not
bigger.
exactly. अच्छा ठीक है चलो, वेरी स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट नया एयरपोर्ट हमने बनाया है. How many flights can you handle at a time? 4.
Bro, there
वो
were
भी
cats inside the
वो भी
airport.
handling the flight is like overreaching. Okay. Handle मतलब ये 4 फ्लाइट्स वहां आ जाती हैं बस एक टाइम पे.
Yeah.
उसके बाद वो बस अल्लाह के ऊपर है कि उसमें से लोग निकल आए और बाकी लोग उसमें चले जाए. यार 4 fucking flights.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
अच्छा, there are 4 flights that land at around 2 a.m. and then they leave at 3:15. It's absolute chaos. This is of course pre-pandemic बात है जब travel ज्यादा common था.
Right.
And you would have people queuing up till the parking lot just to enter the airport.
Wow.
Acha, 4 flights.
Yeah, because our whole system, our airport entry system is pretty much one, maximum 2 people entering at a time into the building because of the security check situation.
और उसमें भी you will have people approaching क्योंकि सर हम आपको फास्ट ट्रैक से एंट्री करवाते हैं. अच्छा ठीक है, आप कितना चार्ज करेंगे? हाँ 300 रुपए 500 रुपए whatever. अच्छा, फास्ट ट्रैक क्या है? लाइन तोड़ के आपकी ट्रॉली अंदर डाल. Like, what the there is no fast track. This is the fucking fast track. और फिर वो बाकी लोग अपने ब्रिटिश एक्सेंट्स में आपको गालियां दे रहे हैं कि ये हाँ. I don't know, man. What is wrong?
No, there is.
But we all know what is wrong. I just don't understand why so much is wrong.
Yeah.
In every aspect of
and
running a
nobody's
country.
Even like, pretending to try to fix it.
Yeah.
It's like 95% of the people see things that are shit, and
Yeah.
the top 5% is like these things are not shit. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, and plus सही झूठे हैं ना मतलब. They'll just be fucking lying all day. मतलब टीवी पे हमने सब कंट्रोल कर लिया है कोरोना वायरस से. Why the fuck are you lying?
Straight up
मतलब
lies.
यार हमारे सामने दिख रहा है सब. हम यहाँ रह रहे हैं. We're right here.
I wonder then, because this is that thing where people are like, why are politicians tweeting so much in Pakistan? I'm like, who is this for? Like, who's your audience? I don't know.
Who is your audience? We're right here.
Yeah.
You say, कोरोना वायरस की वबा पे आपके हौसले से हमने काबू पा लिया था पिछले. कब काबू पाया था? This is the recording that plays every time you call someone यहाँ पे.
Oh, really?
So instead of the ringtone, they have these announcements. अच्छा, एक साल से.
Okay. Bro, that's like a smart thing if you use it the right way.
If you use it the right way.
Yeah, if you make everyone's dial tone like a public service announcement.
Yeah.
We put lies.
We fucking put lies in the announcement. अच्छा, आप लोगों की मदद से हमने पहले उसको क्या डिफीट किया, हमने कोरोना वायरस को हरा शिकस्त. कब? When did this happen? We're right here.
I want there to be like a sketch of this, okay? Where the lies just get more and more insane. Thanks to you guys, Pakistan has landed on the moon. And we're like, what? All Pakistanis can now breathe underwater. Okay, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's everywhere. You go to the airport. अच्छा, बड़े 2-3 बोर्ड लगे होते हैं. पहले होते थे 2 लोग अलाउड हैं with passengers जिनको आप ड्रॉप करने आ रहे हो या अगर आप पिक भी करने आ रहे हो.
Right.
Now during the pandemic, it's 1 person with 1 passenger allowed.
Okay.
अच्छा, या अगर आप पिक करने किसी को आ रहे हो, 1 person who's driving the car. लिखा हुआ है वहां, बड़े बोर्ड लगे हुए हैं.
Only driver.
लाहौर
Yeah. No welcome parties.
Nothing. आप एयरपोर्ट एंटर हो रहे हो, पहले मैं अकेला आया हूं सर, आपके साथ कोई और तो नहीं है? नहीं. मैं पीछे देख रहा हूं कि फक आ तो नहीं गया मेरे साथ. अच्छा नहीं है. अच्छा सर ठीक है आप जाएं. मैं अंदर गया हूं, एक बंदे को रिसीव करने पूरा पिंड आया हो.
वाओ.
अच्छा, और लोग सिक्योरिटी वालों के साथ लड़ रहे हैं, धक्के दे रहे हैं, गालियां दे रहे हैं, क्योंकि Acha, Lahore airport ka arrivals is like an open area.
Right,
You've been to the
yeah,
airport.
yeah.
So when you arrive, when you exit, so it's like an open receive करने वाला area. और फिर उसके बाहर is like the parking area and the walk जहाँ आप walk करते हो. तो अभी उस open air reception में they don't allow people. They want you to stand outside उस open air tiled area के बाहर के वो tiles पे ना खड़े हो, आप बाहर टारमैक पे खड़े हो. अच्छा, क्यों? It's an open air fucking area. अच्छा, आप बाहर खड़े हो. This is ये pandemic SOPs हैं जो आपने follow करने हैं. वो भी बाहर है, ये भी बाहर है. यहां बंदे पे बंदा चढ़ा हुआ है क्योंकि एग्जिट के गेट से जो लोग निकल रहे हैं वो मेरे ख्याल से इन ने घोड़ों वाली चीजें पहनी है जिनको सिर्फ सीधा वो गेट नजर आएगा तो अपना बंदा नजर आएगा. अगर ये थोड़ा साइड पे खड़े हो गए इनका बंदा वापस चला जाएगा दुबई. वो कहेगा नहीं मुझे कोई लेने नहीं आया, एयरपोर्ट खाली, ये 3 मरले चौड़ा एयरपोर्ट है और बस मैं वापस जा रहा हूँ. बंदे पे बंदा चढ़ा हुआ.
He's saying is that the people who are there to receive whoever is coming, they stand exactly in front of the path from the door. They don't spread out.
और अच्छा उस दौरान कोई one person wanders off onto the tiled area. The security guy comes running. निकल बाहर. बदतमीजी. ये भी नहीं कि यार.
Why can't they have that बदतमीज attitude outside the airport where you can't? Why is that not there?
Why have you let in vans filled with people? अच्छा, जिनको
people are paradropping into the air to receive the guest.
वहां भी at the entrance point vans में से वो लोगों को उतार रहे हैं.
Okay.
कि अगर 4 लड़के आ गए उतरो.
Fuck
अच्छा.
boys.
Women and बच्चे and families. अच्छा जी चलें आप फिर.
Rules don't apply.
क्योंकि उनको वायरस नहीं होता.
It's a well-known thing in Pakistan that women are immune to COVID. Only in Pakistan. Nowhere else in the world.
आपकी मदद की वजह से हमने औरतों और बच्चों में कोरोना वायरस की वबा को खत्म कर दिया है. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
It's just horrible. The lies really piss you off, man.
It's surprising how stupid people are. Like you're like just not even one consistent lie.
Yeah. But देखो, it's not even only the government. It's just everyone, everywhere. You go to, apart from major supermarkets, you go to any store in Lahore. Actually, a sign is probably outside all the millions of shops in Lahore. No masks, no service.
Right.
Mask के बगैर इजाजत नहीं है, दाखला मना है. और एक दो ने तो ये भी मैंने लगा हुआ पढ़ा है कि मास्क नहीं नकाब करें. I have read that in G1 market Georgetown में.
Oh, they're saying don't wear a mask.
हाँ.
Wear a niqab. Nice.
Wear a niqab. अच्छा, वो वाले भी लोग हैं, but that's another discussion.
That's another discussion that we're not legally allowed to have.
Yeah. So no mask, no service. You enter the fucking store. Shopkeepers are mask nahi pehne. Like what?
They're like, we live here.
Yeah.
If you have the lease to a shop, this is another thing people don't know. If you have the lease to a store, in that store you can't get infected. So that's it's one of those nuances that people often miss. Important thing for this episode was the questions that people sent us. Whenever there is no circle, our rants have no limit. So the first question we have Harun K. Harun K, we will answer your better question, not your more generic question right now. Maybe we'll answer that on Instagram. But he's saying, should we be unconditionally kind to everyone? And why? The and why makes it seem like you think we will say yes. Should we be unconditionally kind to everybody? As far as I'm concerned, the answer is no. Unconditionally kind? No. Should you unconditionally do the right thing? Yes, every time.
Yeah.
That is not the same as being unconditionally kind to some people, because some people are shit. And
But then, like, maybe we can be unconditionally kind, like for the first time, for
give people
someone.
benefits of the
Yeah,
doubt. Yeah,
huh. But after that, if they're still like being
yeah,
basic assholes, like
yeah.
fine,
That's
yeah, you
assuming you
don't.
don't know initially that they're shitty
Yeah.
people. You should be unconditionally sensible. You should be unconditionally morally right. But
Yes.
kind is that would be stupid if you're yeah, that would be stupid. Ramiz Hassan, very long time listener and participant. I moved into a new apartment and my flatmate is from Israel. How to deal with him? Well, firstly, he's going to take over your apartment, your room, half of it
Oh
he's
my
going to take.
god.
Yeah, and then in your closet, you're going to start
uh,
finding his clothes, a bit of them at a time.
yeah, yeah,
You can't legally do anything about this. But how to deal with them? I don't know, man.
yeah. I think this is a good time to say that we are pro Palestine,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
for
And
sure.
we are not
Uh,
anti-Jew. We're not
yes,
again.
for sure.
Yeah, this is important. You can be both, and
Yes.
you should be perhaps. Um, yeah, you shouldn't be anti-Jew-ish.
If
And
your roommate was from the Israeli government or from the IDF,
yeah,
it would be a different story.
or
If
like
it's
even if they were, all of them are supposed to be. But if he's like, think of it in your terms, right? Like India has a lot. What this recent thing and social media reactions and everything has taught me is that a lot of people are unaware of how good propaganda can be, like how effective it can be. There are so many Indian people living in India who think that Pakistan is like the devil. Like if
yeah.
you go to Pakistan, you will die at the airport. Like so many people truly believe this. So if that person was living in a place and you became his roommate, how should he treat you? It's not the same, right?
Yeah.
It's not really the same, but you think it is. As far as Indians are concerned, many Indians, Pakistan is trying to steal Kashmir. As far as
Yeah.
Indians are concerned, Pakistan, many Indians, not all, Pakistan is pushing militancy and terrorism in India.
On
So
a government level, that's another debate.
yeah,
But
but this is, we're
from
talking about people. People
people,
believe
yeah.
this, and that is because, and you might say that this is not true. Pakistanis are not terrorists, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Often, it does not matter what the truth is because of the news, because of the syllabus, because of just sentiments, political, motivations. It doesn't matter. So a lot of Israelis, there's you will see now there are a lot of like posts on Twitter and etc. about
Yeah.
how it's weird to be like Jewish in the US, and from the start you're told that Israel is this and that and came through so many hardships. Many of those things, the starting point might actually be true, but then all of that layered on is not true. And people are now realizing because they just
Yeah.
never had the access before, right? A lot of
Yeah.
Pakistanis get upset when you go abroad and you're like, oh, bro, maybe Zani milta aur hame. People think we're terrorists and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And why don't they know? It's because it is actually hard to know. People are like,
Yeah.
oh, how can you look at Palestine and, see the dead people and not be convinced? People don't see them. It's just not there.
Yeah. But again, on that point, what would the Israeli roommate be thinking about you, Ramesh? Yeah.
Yeah, he probably thinks,
Yeah.
firstly, I mean, if he's like, you know, he probably doesn't give a shit about Pakistan because, like, what is
Yeah.
Pakistan in the global narrative? Nobody. And, a lot of people equate us with Israel. We're like, oh, yeah, 1947, two countries were made both on the basis of religion and whatever. One is them and the other is us. And, and it's, people keep saying this thing that I can't believe this is true. If you cannot believe that this is true, there is so much stuff that you just don't realize about news priorities and how
Yeah.
political affiliations affect that and how history and syllabuses can be changed. And you don't know how much is done in your own country. So you should be normal to your Israeli roommate. Um, 99.9% of interactions in your life will be about your house and just living generally and not about Palestine. But
Yeah, you should be unconditionally kind to your
yeah,
roommate.
you should be sensible, and you should do the right thing. So your
Yeah.
opinions are your opinions, and you don't have to fight. But yeah, from the river to the sea. आप लोगों ने रोलिंग स्टोन 16, wow, the magazine got in touch with us. आप लोगों ने ईद कैसी गुजरी? Is it me या जो खुशी कभी होती थी ईद पे अब नहीं रही? I don't know about नहीं रही, but also like times are shit. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. It makes sense.
And we're old.
We're also, I
Like,
mean, maybe the Rolling Stone magazine is also actually very old. Yeah, yeah, you're
huh,
right.
yeah.
That is
Yeah,
also true.
I think the last happy Eid I had was like when I was 16. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is
Yeah.
like, it's good when you're children and, it's fun then. But as you grow older, things weigh on you more and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. And also, this is going to be a controversial opinion, so I'm keeping this only for myself, and Rizwan does not have to agree. But I hate the way Ramzan works in Pakistan. And it feels like everybody who is participating in Ramadan is fasting is doing the world an enormous favor.
I absolutely agree.
The biggest favor is that I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
fasting, and and traffic will be bad around iftar time because me, the king who has been fasting on behalf of you, has to get to iftar on time. I cannot be inconvenienced, and then I will celebrate Eid because I spent this month of hardship. And
Yeah.
fuck you is what I'm generally saying.
Yeah.
It's because isn't it supposed to be about feeling what the poor are feeling and
Yeah.
understanding their plight, and then that is why you have zakat at the end? No, you're doing everyone a favor. So if you're not happy on Eid, if you're one of those people, not the Rolling Stone magazine, but if you're one of those people and you're not happy, then good. You never deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
Also, there's
I
COVID and
agree.
there's like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So, Pakistanis keep doing the world a favor just by existing.
Haha.
Question from Mariam Full. Oh, two questions. How to keep working at something when you constantly hate everything you do? As a content creator, for example. G is one.
Yeah, I don't know. Just delete your Instagram and start over. Like that could be something. Put things into perspective. You start questioning every follower you ever got, and then try to get them back all over
Yeah.
again.
I think it's important to remember why you are doing something. Like, why did you start? As a content creator, the thing is, if you had started this with no, this is something I think about a lot nowadays. And
Yeah,
some future guests, I'm going to ask them about this too. But it really matters about why you started to do something in the content or artistic field. Because if your idea is solely to make money, which is something a lot of YouTube people feel, that it's just a way to make money and I can do it and blah, blah. And that remains, and you have no artistic motivations or no like, improvement motivations that I'm enjoying this, etc., and I should get better. Then it'll start seeming like a job, and everything becomes a job, and nobody has to like their
yeah,
job.
yeah,
So it's important to be invested on a personal non-money level in what you do as well. Like Rizwan didn't know how to take pictures like 5 6 years ago.
yeah,
And he just started because it was like a job thing. He was managing his wife, and then he started doing it. But over the years, you talk to him, he's like looking at photographers, he's finding new ways of expressing. I speak on behalf of Rizwan. He's
yeah,
finding new ways, of artistic interest. And sure, it's wedding photography, and that's it's a very tough, and there's a lot of work involved and dealing with clients and money, and it's unstable as in these times. But there is that level of personal interest as well. Like now, tomorrow, if you stop being a wedding photographer, I don't think photography will leave your life.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of people who do things on like YouTube. Like tomorrow, if they get like a good job, it's like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care about YouTube anymore, or whatever. So it's good to remember why you started and have some
yeah,
non-money motivations as well, I think. Second question: since all three of you are married, four. Another is also married, but there's just two
Yeah.
people here. How did you realize you're ready for it? One of my biggest fears is shadi. Rizwan. Fucking, we're not talking about his wedding. We will not.
No, no, not the wedding, not the
Okay.
wedding with the
How did you
marriage.
realize you are ready for marriage?
Yeah. So I did have a couple of serious relationships, ex relationships, before I settled for
Yeah.
one and decided to get married. Uh, I guess when I realized I was ready was when it had been a while, when I had not experienced any of the screw ups that I had in my previous
Yeah.
runs
Yeah.
in trying to get married or trying to have a long term thing with a person. Or when I did decide to get married was very, I don't know, when it was when I just stopped asking this question to myself, okay, oh, is this the one? Should I get married? When it just automatically came to me, okay, this is a person that
It's normal.
it's real, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matlab, this is a person that I can spend my whole life with. Getting married for me was mainly like a controversial baat,
A
but
way to
maybe
live
like
with that person.
a legal
Yeah.
requirement to live with
Yeah.
that person.
Yeah.
I didn't really personally didn't really think that a document signing is required for that. But okay, that was
And
part
for
of the
many
law.
people, a document
Yeah,
signing means nothing.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
like just because you're married doesn't mean you're happy. Which I suppose is what Mariam is also asking, and it's similar for me.
yeah,
My big thing now, as I've been telling Nazar from the broadcast podcast, is your aim in life in terms of interacting with people and relationships should be just be normal, which is
yeah.
which is
Huh.
impossible for people
Like
to be.
okay, huh? Because nahi, because I also feel there is a lot of extra romanticism attached to the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay, sparks will be flying for years and all of that.
yeah,
That does happen initially when you meet someone that you like,
yeah,
and then it's more of a comfort and warmth
yeah,
and a wholesome feeling that you want for the rest of your life. And if you're
yeah,
getting that from some person, that's perfect. But you have similar goals that you want to work on together. You want to build a life together. कि यार ये सब जो हम दोनों करना चाहते हैं साथ में करने में मजा भी आ रहा है,
yeah,
like building a
yeah,
business, for example, traveling, just building a life, building a home, all of that. At this point, like I I feel Palvasha is that one person जिसके साथ मेरी पूरी जिंदगी combined है.
yeah.
So if she was not there, if she passed away or something, which people do, apparently, so I don't think I
We've been
would
told.
have. Yeah, we've been told. I don't think I would have anything else to live for because मैंने सब कुछ कर लिया है.
Yeah,
Like during my single life, I've had all the fun that single people do, party करना, travel
yeah,
थोड़ा बहुत, all of that. और फिर during my married life in the last 6 years, I've done many other things that married people do. साथ में travel करना and shopping and
yeah,
planning, budgeting, all of that. अभी if she was not there, it's like तो सही है,
yeah,
और कुछ अब life से नहीं चाहिए. So
yeah.
I guess see, I don't know how I've answered
Wow,
your question here,
wow.
but
We've
I
gone
hope it makes
from
sense. Yeah.
we've gone from should I get married to I think I will die. But for arranged marriages, it is very important to have you don't have that relationship thing at the start,
Yeah.
and many people treat arranged marriages like that relationship situation, and everyone's in love and all of that within like 2 months. And it's different in Pakistan, obviously, because your situation is your situation. But the best thing you should do is be as upfront and open about the person you are and the person you hope they will be, the other
Yeah.
person will be, without being conscious that this cannot be one sided.
Yeah.
um, Usually it's the guys making the girls compromise, but it's the other way too because of how society just swings back and forth. So I think just be normal is my
Yeah.
advice to everybody, and that means that you get to do what you want, they get to do what they want, as long
Yeah.
as they are complementary and not destructive and blah blah blah. That doesn't really answer anything. Cerveza Gomez, question for Ali. What is the recipe for success at a big four firm? If I knew, I would be successful. I don't know. It's not as far as my experience, my 10 years of this, but it was not a good experience in terms of it's a very high pressure situation, usually. And the money is usually not very good. At least I've worked in the Middle East and here. With regards to the amount of work you're doing, the money is not good. The work is a lot and it's not easy, also. So, a very important thing ends up being relationships with your colleagues, as far as up as they go. And
Yeah.
because of pressure, people often don't do those well. And that affected me a lot. I found this out like way later. Like the work is like I never gave a shit about the work. It was boring, it was accounts. But a job is a job, and it's fine to treat your job as just a job and not like your life dreams. What really affected my performance was my relationship with my uh, relevant manager in whatever assignment it was. Most of them were Pakistani, and therefore I did not get along with them because Pakistanis, especially in audit firms, have a very toxic approach to things. Um, for me, right? And they think everyone thinks that they're like fucking the Wolf of Wall Street. But some of them were not like this. And other people, if people were nice, I found myself working a lot. And I reflected that in the way I supervised other people that tried to be as supportive and nice. I don't know if this answers your question. The recipe for success means you have to be a very hard worker. You have to not let these things affect you. There is politics involved because there's reviews, and the reviews are given by people, and people are not like objective. So it's a lot of things. But also, I would say, okay, it doesn't have to be your life. Especially you live in the UK.
Yeah.
Question for everyone who is into photography: which camera should one go for to start experimenting and practice with a view to become a professional portrait or wedding photographer in the future? Everyone, kya matlab? There's only one guy who does this. Jews one. Which camera?
Oh man. Yeah. I don't know, man. Honestly, like I tell a lot of people who ask me this question personally, BK, don't go with a beginner camera, even if you are a beginner
Yeah,
and starting up with photography. Go for like a good starting professional camera. So
the best you
get
can afford.
yeah, the best price that you can get on any full frame camera, because that makes you enjoy the work shuru se, instead of going with like a beginner 200 $300 camera that doesn't help you take good photos, and then you start blaming yourself, oh mujhse ho nahi raha or whatever. And you should get a starter full frame camera with at least one prime lens, like a 50 mm, which is very versatile, and you can do everything with it. You can do portraits, you can do landscapes, everything on a good full frame camera. I am an Nikon shooter, so a good Nikon, like an older camera to get, would be the 750, which is an amazing camera. I still have two 750s that I still use at weddings, apart from my newer Nikon cameras. Or that's one of the best cameras ever made for me, I guess. Or you can get it for cheap, like a used camera in a good condition. Start off with that. Uske alawa, like if you want it not specifically just weddings, I love this new camera, the Fujifilm XE4,
Mm.
which I am planning to get just like a hobbyist camera.
Yep.
It comes with so that is not a full frame camera. It's a crop sensor, but it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
it's it's brand new. It just launched ek mahina pehle, and it comes with a 28 mm 2.8 lens. It's going to be amazing for like street photography, and it's a small tiny camera that you can easily take on your travels and just roam around while like exploring a city and do portraits with it, because it's 28 and that,
Yeah,
I think that translates to uh
35.
35,
Yeah,
35 on a full
maybe,
frame.
maybe, yeah,
So or probably more. Yeah,
bit more.
like
But yeah,
40 yeah, that's a lovely camera. You should check it out. You can get it for like $850, and I think it's $1,000 with the lens.
I think a general
uh,
advice then is that
yeah,
you should get the best camera you can afford.
yeah,
If you are, especially if you're looking to continue with this, like you said, on a professional level, once you have that camera, you don't need to upgrade the camera as much as you should look to upgrade your lenses. Because a
yeah,
lot of photographers say if you can only choose one good thing, they will choose a good lens over a good body. If the trade off is good body, shit lens, or good lens, shit body. So
yeah,
get the best full frame camera you can afford, especially
yeah,
if you're looking to go pro. APS-Cs, people make APS-Cs which are very high end,
yeah.
and they, if you try hard, you can do anything with anything. To be honest,
Huh, huh.
but if you have the option, get the best full frame and lens combination you can afford. That's the
Oh,
answer.
because yeah, the lens, absolutely, it changes everything. The
Yeah,
the quality of lens,
yeah.
it will, like, every different lens will produce different photographs of the same scene, the same subject.
And
Or
all
yeah, yeah,
manufacturers, like, even for like one focal length, manufacturers will make like three, four different
yeah,
tiers of lenses,
yeah,
with the glass getting better and better and the pictures
yeah,
getting sharper and all of that. So yeah, the best you can afford. And full frame is obviously considered to be good, especially for portraits and weddings.
yeah.
Acha ji. And last question from Jazib Ali, who did our intro, the TPR explosion thing. Shout out Jazib Ali. Follow him at Jazib Ali
Oh, what?
360.
I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah, I
What?
found him on Clubhouse, and everyone was like, "Yeah, bro, he does like VFX and shit." I'm like, "Okay, do for me." Um,
Wow, thank you, bro.
yeah,
Thanks.
and
Yeah.
he's like, I think he's 16, maybe.
What?
Yeah, he's very young. What
Thank you, baby.
if? And his sawal is so heavy. What if nothing works out the way you planned? Like our life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think nothing. It's pretty common for things to not work out. It's rarer, I would
Yeah.
say, for things to go exactly per plan,
Yeah.
because that means that your life is super safe. There's never been choices available. There's never been intersections available with other people's lives. And because the way you will say is, "Okay, I was planning to do this and it didn't work out." But life for us means something different. You're 16, I'm 34. Life means something different for us. But and I think it doesn't have to be a bad thing.
हाँ, unless मतलब कोई बहुत ही बड़ा fuck up कुछ हो जाए
Yeah,
जिंदगी
yeah,
में.
yeah,
Yeah, apart from that, हाँ, I guess we make do with whatever we get, and
yeah,
uh, short-term plans can work out. Like, you can focus on short-term, अगले 6 महीने वाली चीजें, and try to work them out.
yeah.
But maybe like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have thought I would be a wedding photographer. I
You
was,
wouldn't have thought you would have been living in Pakistan, bro.
yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
So that didn't work out wherever I was living, whatever career I was planning. But then when I ended up here, it was a new plan and a new goal for, like, to work this out.
yeah.
That did work out.
Starting with a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
financial
yeah,
insecurity
yeah, yeah,
and
for sure.
career instability. So it's not like, yeah, man, I went home, I was rich, it was fine. Not at all.
Never. Unless you have like a rich dad, or फिर मतलब
Then these
plans
things are
always
not.
do work out.
Yeah.
फिर plans do work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
मतलब anything. They'll
Yeah.
make it happen for you. Yeah.
I think it's fine. You just need to not consider it to be the end of the world. Obviously, there are limits to everything you
Yeah.
say, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. And you can make short term achievable goals, maybe that fit into a larger plan. Like if you want to go to a good university,
Yeah.
Maybe at the end you don't get the visa, but if you study hard, if you get the good grades, if you're committed to the plan, if you
Yeah.
get the admission and you don't get the visa, you have all this background of work that you've put in and you've become that person, and that can go into, like, that can hopefully be applied somewhere else.
Yeah.
um Obviously shit happens, and sometimes things you can't control and they get fucked irrevocably. But that's not necessary. And I think that's a good way to end the episode, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of details on the internet for how you can go and support the Palestinian cause on social media.
Yeah.
Um, Try to do that, and try not to direct your energy towards destructive acts like asking people, why aren't you posting about Palestine? Um,
Yeah.
because you have 24 hours in a day, and if you can direct that towards a constructive thing, that's probably going to be better rather than calling people out. And everybody you see calling people out, instead of working towards like the goal, I
Yeah.
think it seems to me that their heart isn't in the right place. But
Yeah.
something for another time. Okay, Rizwan, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Eid Mubarak to everybody who had
Yes.
the opportunity to celebrate. And just be nice, just be normal. And that's it.
JBN.